Section 4, here we go. This is the first girthy section in a while, and it's going to reward us with 3 Giant's Rings. Take a quick drink. Here we go. So, Seba. We got an unknown servant here. No idea if they're a saber or not, sadly, so... But if we're gonna be up against Lancers and we need a saber, let us bring along Proto-Arthur, I think. Just in case there's groups. Section 4. Demonic Beast of a Strange Land. I wonder actually if the first one is going to be the Russian Lostbelt monsters. You want to know if there's a place around here known for its cold? Yes, both types of monsters that have been attacking recently hail from frigid climates. It stands to reason then that they have fashioned a nest somewhere nearby that's suitably cold. Can you think of any such place? Can't really think of much that's near here. Maybe it means a place beyond the village border fence? Well, it's hard to say since nobody's ever gone there. Hold on, none of you have ever been outside your village, not even once. Well, no, I mean it's prohibited for one thing. Yes, most glorious and majestic Heavenly Emperor decreed that we're not supposed to change residence without permission. Come to think of it, there was that time when around 10 people were wandered in after the village flooded. But even then, most glorious and majestic Heavenly Emperor decides where refugees like that would go, so they never want for anything. We thought you guys were refugees at first, too.
Then this is not a village, but a cage. Curse these oppressors. I'm so mad that I could dance.
Really, why would you even want to leave the village? Yeah, we have everything we need right here. Why would we just wander off to someplace we don't even know? Are you truly okay with that? Well, yeah, I know I've never even thought about going outside the village before. I suppose this is the inevitable result of leaving a single place where all one's needs are met. Hey, mister, have you got a minute? What is it? Well, would you mind if we talked over there? This boy's having independent thoughts, isn't he? He wants to leave. Okay, so don't tell the grown-ups about this. But I might know about a cold place nearby. You do? I know it's wrong to break the rules. But I can't help it. I want to know what it's like outside our village. So sometimes I sneak out to go exploring when everyone else is busy working in the fields. I know just how you feel. There's something enchanting about the outside world. Really? Do you like exploring too, mister? Yep, it's awesome. I knew you'd say that, senpai. You always enjoy meeting new people, after all. I can see. I guess you and me are a lot alike then. So, can you tell us about this cold place? Well, I haven't been there in a long time, and I only went once, but I remember there's a dark, chilly spot in the forest not too far from here. I remember it being really creepy. If I were a monster, I'm sure that's where I would live. A dark, chilly spot in a forest. That's odd. Oh, so you found a lead on the crit shot nest, have you? That should be very useful. Well done. This puts Koyan squarely in our sights. I've got you by the tail now, you little minx. I agree. We should take care of this nest sooner rather than later. But what about Akuna? I'm pretty sure she's keeping careful watch of us and just waiting for another chance to attack. Wasting time in a deadlock with her will not help us. For the time being, we need to focus on any possibility that leads us to brings us within reach of Koyan's Kaya. If we leave after the dark from the opposite side of the village where they could attack, we should be able to sneak out. Someone will need to stay behind to protect the shadow border while we're gone, just in case. Even so, it is worth the risk of dividing our forces to investigate this possible demonic beast nest. Well, then we've all got to figure out who stays and who goes. You should be part of the expedition team, Holmes. No point in the detective holding down the fort, right? Setting aside for a moment that armchair detectives are, to use the modern parlance, very much a thing, I'm forced to concur that this investigation must be conducted on site. Very well, then I shall go and investigate this nest. Fortunately, my wounds have completely healed now. Oh, now they've healed, Holmes. Sure. Mr. Troll, I would like you to lead this expedition. Left to my own devices, it is entirely plausible that I may become so engrossed in solving this mystery that I take another tumble over a waterfall. I'll come along too, senpai. Please say you'll do it. In that case, why don't you choose the last expedition member, Soul? We've sure got no shortage of options. Who do you want to bring?
Spartacus. Very well, I'm used to fighting fearsome beasts thanks to my time in the Colosseum. Leave it to me.
In that case, I'd like to come along too. I think you'll need someone with a little bit more finesse matters than a berserker. Then Mordred and I will hold the fort. Yeah, if you want, doesn't make a ghost wish anyone who says we can't take on a cryptic chick while you're out demonic beast hunting. Just focus on keeping the shadow border safe, okay? Please. Yeah, I was kidding. Freaking fun police over here. It's alright, Mo. Da Vinci is the fun police, isn't she? Wow, riding on your shoulders almost feels like flying, Spartacus.
Even familiar scenery can seem completely different when viewed from a new perspective. The small change can help you see things you've never noticed. Sometimes you see beauty and goodness you overlooked. Others you see evil and cruelty you cannot ignore. It's all part of growing up.
That's fucking insightful as hell. Spartacus is really a berserker. What level is his madness enhancement again? I think what Spartacus is trying to say is that you're right to want to see the world outside your village. I am?
You are my little rebel.
I wish I was tall as you, Spartacus.
That will come with training. I wasn't much bigger than you when I was your age, you know.
Really? Then I can actually become like you someday, Spartacus.
Of course you can. Anyone can be like me. Life is rebellion against adversity.
I was a little worried about having a child lead the way, but Spartacus is actually pretty good with him. Who'd have thought? Certainly not me. He is, yes. He's been carrying the boy on his shoulders. We're making good time. That said, we can't just go too quickly, or Soul will have trouble keeping up. Don't push yourself too hard, alright, Soul? If you get tired, I'll give you a piggyback. I'm good. Just suffering. Poison, you know. I can see more farmland up ahead. Is this a neighboring village? We can see time if we go through it, but I'll get in trouble if someone notices me. Maybe we should go around. Hey, do you smell that? Yes, there's definitely a scent of blood in the wind.
Ah, yes, I suppose that would make sense. If the monster nest is in fact where the boy is taking us, then we are moving along the same path the monsters themselves did. Any village along the way would surely be subject to these beasts' depredations. Boy, go find a safe place to hide until we get back. We won't be long. I just got some major God of War vibes. Boy.
Okay, be careful, alright? Also, I'm guessing this kid's not getting a name, so we don't have a name to feel sorry for when we eventually wipe them all out? There's some skeletons there. This is awful. What a gruesome sight. From the looks of things, I don't think there were any survivors.
Be careful, I can still smell the foul stench of the man-eating beasts. Yes, they're quite close by. I have no doubt noticed our scent as well.
And there they are. There's a lot of them, too.
Just as well. If we do not take care of them now, they will go on to hunt for prey in other villages.
Let's do it. Your orders, please, Master. Koyan, unleashing suffering upon this world. She needs to die. So it was a good idea to bring Proto here, because we will be able to wipe the last wave with no human hunt. I mean, you know, that's actually probably the best case scenario, you know? Target focus the one who's resistant to the attacks. At least they're not using poison as well, because then I might be a little worried. Just so. Nice crit. Hardly on. Just a little bit tired. Didn't sleep in as much as I would have liked, given that it's Thanksgiving, but, you know, I still slept in a bit. My body's just not used to sleeping in is all. Alright, Proto. Destroy these foolish fresh shots. Go. Proto off. This is a battle to save the world. Kills your ears, doesn't it, Excalibur? The roar. And that's another master mission completed. More fragments of a quartz. So I was eliminated. The battle's over. And now these people can rest in peace. I'd like to think they can, at least.
What is it, Sir Detective? Have you noticed something?
Master Soul, how did this latest battle feel to you? Yeah, there's some weird tattoos. Yes, those markings were so odd that I can't form a clear picture of them in my mind. But I did see them. I'll pay those no mind. Their behavior is what concerns me, in particular the fact that they were clearly training for combat. And not combat with other animals, but with humans. Their loss of strength is almost certainly due to the change in environment. For such creatures accustomed to the cold, even this weather must seem oppressively hot. So they were working as a team, not like a pack of wild animals either, but a trained unit. Then someone had to have gone and had the trouble of training them up. It's early to yet be certain, but yes, that does seem likely. Do you think Koyan's behind this? If she is, that would raise its own questions, namely, when did she have the time to do so?
The answers will surely become apparent in time. Fortunately, they left footprints we can follow.
Good point. At least we know where we're heading and going in the right direction.
I'll go get the boy. Meet us outside the village. No one so young should have to see something like this.
Yeah, I didn't know Spartacus was so kind. He might not look like, but his purpose was always to protect the weak. Once he believes someone needs protecting, he will do anything to keep him safe. Of course, that often ends in him sacrificing anyone and everything to do so. I guess that's a berserker for you. There's nothing if not committed. Indeed they are, indeed they are. Committed to a fault. Kuda's camp has actually appeared here. That's kind of cool. Zerkers and assassins. Somebody swap. Melt can take them and lop off their heads. Actually, no, I need Melt. Melt needs the bond. She needs that bonding! And it's just up ahead. There's this huge hole in the ground. You can use to get inside. I see, so they've taken up residence in a cave. It's really cold and dark inside. I got scared, so I didn't get very far in before I turned back. It seemed like it was really deep, though, because it was echoing like crazy. That does sound like it would work as a good home for the monsters who prefer the cold. The way it sounds like, we're obviously in the right place.
I see, we're surrounded. How exciting.
I'm so sorry, I should have been more alert.
While you were absolutely superlative navigator before returning to the front lines, Mr. Intellect, I cannot blame Mr. Soul for relaxing his guard now that you are back at his side once more.
Aren't you guys scared? Oh, don't worry, this journey would have ended ages ago if everyone here couldn't crack a joke in the face of mortal peril. Oh man, yeah, so many jokes can be cracked in the face of mortal peril. So many jokes. I can't think of any myself because I've never been in mortal peril, but I'm sure that if I was in mortal peril often enough, I would be able to crack some jokes. Gotta go with the classic BAQ whenever it's offered. Even if it is overkill here. Or not overkill. Why is this BAQ? Again. I love BAQ. Oh, 30 health! I hate it when they barely hang on, you know. We'll let it live for a little bit longer. And now it dies. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I guess the stars are greater if we do the quick first. But 16 is not a lot. 2 giants. If we had more crit stars, I would feel fairly confident in our ability to one-shot, not to one-turn this wave, but I don't have guaranteed crits. Let's work under the assumption this buster will crit. Damn it. If it had crit, we would have had this. If it had crit, we would have one-turned this, I'm sure. Now, though, it's looking like it's gonna be more than one. Sadness. Tears. I cry every time. Oh, now. Now you give me the 100% on the buster. Now, of course. Nothing much as far as rewards go, but that's fine.
Ha! Too easy.
This is so strange. I thought the Krishat and Giants would be living in different places.
Indeed, Krishat destroyed that village, but we followed their tracks only to find giants. Now I wonder what we will find in that cave. There's only one way to find out. Just standing here thinking won't get you any answers, sir detective.
What about the boy? Don't you think it's too dangerous to bring him in there with us?
But that as it may, we cannot let him return on his own either. There's no telling how many demonic beasts could be lurking nearby.
We need someone to stay here and guard him. No, you can't do that. You all need to stick together if you're gonna fight those monsters. Take me with you. I'm sure I'll be safe as long as I stay close to Soul. Guess that makes sense, yeah.
I'm proud of you, boy. You have spirit embracing adversity like this. You have faced the fears oppressing you and rebelled against them. Come with us. I will be your shield and guide, and sing a song of triumph in your honor.
Indeed, we are not called heroic spirits for nothing. I promise we will not let your bravery go to waste. And it will not. It shall not go to waste. Icy Cave. In this case, now we switch back to Proto. Because he's an AoE saber.
Well, this answers one of the questions. Take a look. Over here we have giant tracks, and over here we have Krishat dung.
Does this mean they've been living here together?
Much as I would like to laugh at the notion off, we seem to have ample evidence of their cohabitation. These demonic beasts have been quite thoroughly altered. So much so that they have begun sharing their territory with altogether different species.
So someone's been going around domesticating the same beast that led to the Lostbelt getting pruned away. Pretty horrible hobby.
And of course there is yet a more significant question. To what end?
Maybe they don't have an end in mind. You said this Koyan went around the other Lostbelts tormenting innocent people for kicks, right? Maybe releasing man-eating beasts into peaceful agricultural villages with no defenses is just more of that. Definitely sounds like her. Oh, I think they've spotted us. Prepare for combat. That is definitely likely the case. Definitely likely the case. I do like how their color schemes blend well together. Early on. Also, this is going to be a longer stream than normal, if you haven't already guessed, as I want to push through as much of the Lostbelt tonight as I can endure. Because tomorrow's stream will be normal length of 2.5 hours, simply because of the fact that, well, I've got D&D tomorrow, so I need to be able to be ready for that. I forget how much Proto Arthur's NP is on that third skill of his. I don't know if I'm safely able to NP this wave. Those Yeotlins, they're gonna be killer if I don't. Gotta risk it for that biscuit.
Yes, my master. Shield 13 decision start. これは世界を救う戦いである。勝利。
Nice generating of NP. Good job, Proto. Good job. But will it be enough? That is the question. 44, 64. Yes, it is enough. Awesome. Yeah, lucky. Weren't for that critical art shot, we do not have this. So proud of Proto. Proud.
Yes, my master.
So I got a plant that needs watered eventually. I'm kind of thankful that one of my headphones isn't working right now, otherwise I fear I would be deafened from the constant Excaliburs. Oh, so close. So very close. Right, master mission. Let's claim that. And we got plenty of bronze fruits. Same party, same enemies. Probably. Damn, it's not easy finding so many of them at once. And they just keep coming. Well, our initial goal was to exterminate the Krishop, so this is more or less inevitable. Take care of the boy, Spartacus.
No problem.
You know, if we knew we were going up against these guys, wouldn't it have made sense to bring Mordred along? I mean, sure, they're not Lancers in-universe, but technically, we know that swords are more effective against these fools than most things. Just saying. But this is an interesting feat. So... That BAQ is very much needed. Get rid of the extra attacker. That will get us MP. So we'll eliminate 3 next turn.
Yes,
and then we still have almost enough for another NP. Wow. You can calm down, Arthur. Calm down. Do that. And this, because none of these are considered super jackets. 40, 70, yeah, we're 10 short. That's fine. We kind of want her to be rolling through the main.
そうだ、君の言葉通りに。
This guarantees our NP.
かそうだか
Yes, more crit shots than anything is
そうだ、
ideal.
君の言葉通りに。
Good crit, Proto. And good hit, Merlin. So one more, and then we nail them with Proto, and that'll be wave. And that'll be clear, rather. As long as nobody dies. On my side, that is. Jotun was the big danger, because one bad crit would make me sad. I mean, I don't need to do that, but...
何事もやればできるさ。お任せ。夢のいいの。多少加減はすべきか。
Sure, like this. 300% Excalibur.
そこは壁もなく城もなく大空の始まりの空。魂のありかを見せようか。ガーデン・オブ・アバロン。シール13デシジョンスタート。これは世界を救う戦いである。少年。これからティータイムなんだ。悪いね。
Giant's Ring.
They're retreating. That can't be right. There must be more to this.
Hello, Crowbar Zero. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. How be things? How be things? I agree. In fact, their whole style of combat was odd. Yes, this goes well beyond sharing territory. They're even fighting as a team.
No, we cannot be certain without a doubt that someone is controlling them.
And you think we'll find Koyang further inside this cave?
I do not imagine we'll be quite so fortunate, but we should go meet whoever called them off.
Once we take them out, that should stop these monsters from attacking other villages.
Do you mind if we continue onward, little rebel?
Okay. You'll keep me safe, right, Spartacus?
Of course I will. As long as you are prepared to face your fears, nothing can stop me.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, Thanksgiving, so that's not too surprising. Most people are likely resting off their Thanksgiving dinner. Thankfully, for my family at least, Thanksgiving dinner was at 1 o'clock this afternoon, so 8 hours ago. So I had plenty of time to rest off my dinner. Plenty of time. That, and you know, I mean, I did eat a fair bit, but I don't stuff myself to the point of bursting like a lot of people do when it comes to Thanksgiving, you know? And for this, we bring Melts back to the forefront. The Orchnax sensors are picking up an impossible amount of magical energy up ahead. Fire Giants. No, far stronger, and unless my instruments are completely broken, there are 2 of them. Doesn't mean we finally found the boss. I'm not sure. Their spirit origin patterns tell me they must be demonic beasts. What's more, they're almost identical to the data from the Divoltrons and the Fire Giants we fought before. But the sheer amount of magical energy they possess is insane. And on top of that, the reading is still going up.
Well, did you hear that? What an awful sound.
Sounds like limbs being rendered in twain.
You think those monsters we fought earlier came here to feed? Just so I'm certain I understand, Miss Scarlet, you said the Autonexus sensor to pick up 2 signals.
Yes, that's right.
There's only 2, then where did all the other demonic beasts go? Nom nom nom.
Rake's here. I can't believe these things. You weren't a fan of her before, but she's been growing on you in this singularity. I don't know, Vitch is still a bitch to me. Ever since she stepped on poor little foe. Ooh. I mean, don't get me wrong, her outfit in this singularity is... damn, but still, why is it always gotta be the evil ones, you know?
Indeed, they're eating their own kind.
The Divoltron's eating Krishot, and the Mooseville's eating the other giants.
There's ample precedent for cannibalism in the natural world, but we never saw this happening in either Russia or Scandinavia. Furthermore, if this is the source of the increase in magical energy in us, then these are not ordinary predators. To gain the strength of those they consume this quickly, they would have to be soul eaters.
Then they had the ones who were fighting retreats for that.
Yes, most likely it was to make these two powerful for their final battle. It remains unclear whether these two gave the order to retreat themselves or if those who retreated did so of their own accord.
I mean, you're not wrong. Once again, I'm thankful for only one headphone working. Oh, yeah. The bell definitely does beg to be rung. It's like she put it there on purpose. You know. Looks like they're done with their meal, and they're looking at us like we're dessert.
The demonic beast who fought at Uruk.
I thought so too, Master. These demonic beasts really hate humans. I'm not sure about the significance of that, but we can worry about it later. Right now, it's time to get rid of these demonic beasts once and for all. Your orders, please, Master. Ring that bell, touch the fluffy tail, pet the ears. Also kind of want to punch her in the face, step on her and grind your heel into her. She's got a complicated relationship. Very, very complicated relationship. Okay, so we're likely able to take down one of these Moosefuls. No issues. If we had double Scotty, we might be able to take down 2 with a bit more crit stars, but we don't. I'm debating here. You know, I will get some crit stars for Melt Skill. True enough, true enough. Berserker will be the worst one to deal with, so it is better to deal with it first. So 15 stars. That was some pretty decent distribution. Also, my skills are unavailable for 2 turns now. So the poison is progressing upon us. Interesting. Alright. Luck of the draw. Don't fail me now. Let us see some crits on these Bustas. Yes and yes. Power. I'm loving the... Okay, those numbers were satisfying as hell. And she had to mess it up with the last one. Oh, that was almost a perfect 150,000. Those numbers were gloriously perfect. Oh, that was so close to being awesome. I mean, it still was, but... Poison gets more annoying as it progresses. Lovely to hear. I mean, granted, I don't really use the skills on my Mystic Code outside of buffing for the final strike, so... Oh, Scotty looping with Melt is a dream I've experienced. The bigger dream that I'm imagining is when Melt gets her strengthening quest that makes her quick cards do things. Because then Melt and Summer BB have so good of synergy. Melt becomes the strongest quick-based servant that she can possibly be under those circumstances. Most hostiles are down. There are no other threats here. I guess that's that then.
I'm afraid not, given that we are still no closer to finding Koyan. I believe it was possible that she may be the one training these demonic beasts, but the evidence is as yet inconclusive.
True enough, true enough.
I never thought I would see demonic beasts cooperating like this.
Yeah, I was so sure we would find Koyan here controlling them. They wouldn't be here at all if she hadn't brought them. Fair point. Yeah, I mean, it can take a little bit of resetting or just... It's annoying, but if you can get the combo off just right, it is glorious amounts of damage, man. Like, so glorious.
I believe that is a safe assumption, given the lack of alternate suspects, but we still don't know why she has set them free after doing so.
Huh? What do you mean?
Take a look at these piles of bones, Miss Carolite. These beasts have been devouring their kin since well before today. They've been setting the runs of the litter, so to speak, out to hunt, then stealing their magical energy for themselves. As ecologies go, it resembles the dead apostles. No ordinary species would depend on such a twisted survival strategy. These beasts had no other choice.
Also, why are we not... I felt like we for sure would be hearing from Sion, I think is the proper pronunciation of her name through all this. Like, do we not have communications established between us? I suppose we have only been at Novum Chaldea for, what, not even a month, technically? So, maybe we just haven't gotten that much with the Shadow Borders upgrades, I guess?
They desperately needed to find a way to survive after being completely cut off from their proper habitat.
I remember the Jotnar and the Krisha being able to directly convert their prey into magical energy before. Also, that is... Like, is that one emote, or is that two different emotes? Because that is just, like, so perfectly symmetrical. Such perfect symmetry that the only way it could be better is if there was, like, the bigger bodies of the snowman, and then just 3 comments in a row, you could make what looks to be a snowman. A proper snowman. 3? Okay. That's still pretty cool. I wish I had more emotes, but I only have the basic one. Sadly. But I'm working on it. Actually, no, I have 2 emotes. I forgot I had the bit emote with the Stalfo's face.
They may have been forced to learn that ability, or to cope with a massive change in environment. Or perhaps Koyan give it another form of give it as another form of his enhancement.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I might have access to it somewhere then.
If that's so, then the larger question remains: why would you go through all that trouble just to have them fend for themselves now?
What a strange woman. I have honestly no idea what she could be thinking.
I was hoping to find evidence of her motives, but unfortunately the trail's gone cold once again. I can only surmise she has her own reasons for traveling between Lostbelts. A formidable foe. Are you alright, boy?
Yeah, I'm fine. I was just over here watching anyway. You guys really are strong. I was so scared I couldn't even speak. I'm sorry, was it more helpful?
Standing your ground and watching over others is a show of your strength and bravery on its own, boy. You have nothing to be ashamed of.
Thanks. Shanki, what are you doing? Huh? Well, these guys could think... Well, you said these things could be brewed into decent booze, right? I'm not usually one for cutting up monster corpses, but if there's booze to be found, this it?
I see there's secretory glands. Yes, as long as we preserve them properly, I imagine Da Vinci could make whatever is within drinkable. We certainly did plenty of toxin extraction in Russia, after all, I must say, though. Between you and that servant who drinks everything inside, I confess I struggle to understand. How can you still be hungry after seeing that? It doesn't matter what it used to look like, Sir Detective. There are few things sweeter to a warrior than a victory toast.
Scotty looping with MHXA. Oh yeah, she could loop out. She could loop pretty well as well. I mean, Berserker damage buff. She could probably loop pretty much as well as my Melt, given that I believe, yeah, that my MHXA is NP2, my Melt's NP1. Granted, a Melt is a 2000, so she has that slightest of edges, but I imagine I could probably loop pretty well with her. Double Scotty, MHXA. Oh, Zerker. I still have to level Zerker up myself. I do have Dante's, though. Double Scotty Dante's is so freaking good. This way we'll also have a nice souvenir to bring back to the village. Of course, neither Senpai or I have drinking age, but that aside... Yes, we are, MASH! We are drinking age! We are of drinking age. Besides, MASH, you can't really say that when you got drunk off of shooting Doji's fumes in that one singularity. Which was awesome. Let's go back. Drunk MASH was adorable. We need more Drunk MASH. Melted MHXA both loop. Toss Abby in the mix with Dante's. Abby and... I mean...